Mission: Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. The film begins in the sea, as a Russian submarine, the Sevastopol, is moving a profoundly hazardous PC gadget submerged. The gadget is gotten to utilizing an exceptional cross-like key that is parted in two. The team on board the submarine notification what has all the earmarks of being a faux subclose by sending off a torpedo at them. They fire their own torpedoes, yet before long are amazed to find both the other sub and their torpedoes vanish, as though they were never there. The team's own torpedo returns toward them and annihilates the sub, killing the entire group. Ready Ethan Chase, Tom Voyage, is visited by a freshman IMF specialist, who presents to him his new mission log, all the while assuming a pretense of being a food conveyance laborer. The mission comes straightforwardly from IMF Chief Eugene Kittredge, Henry Czerny, who illuminates Ethan regarding the key and that it is being utilized for something possibly horrendous. Kittredge likewise makes reference to that Ilsa Faust, Rebecca Ferguson, appears to have denounced any and all authority and is in control of one portion of the key, and there is an abundance on her head for $50 million. He adds that the mission includes somebody from quite a while ago. The individual who is the explanation he joined IMF. Ethan goes to the desert in Namibia where Ilsa is hanging out. He makes her aware of his presence before a gathering of hired fighters seek after Ethan riding a horse in a dust storm. The merc follow Ethan to Ilsa's hideaway, where the two fend them off with their firearms, until apparently Ilsa has been lethally shot. Kittredge meets with the heads of different knowledge organizations, known as the People Group, drove by Chief Denlinger, Cary Elwes. They report on the PC gadget known as the Element, which is quickly self-learning and aware, having been engaged with a few organization invasion, including the Russian sub. They say the substance can't be obliterated, so their smartest choice is to control it. Kittredge raises IMF, similarly as Ethan, in camouflage, utilizes knockout gas to cripple everybody with the exception of Kittredge, giving him his own veil. Ethan realizes that Kittredge put the abundance on Ilsa, yet a flashback shows that she is as yet alive and provided Ethan with her half of the key prior to escaping. Kittredge cautions Ethan that anything he is going to find himself mixed up with now is not normal for anything he is confronted. Ethan then utilizes a veil of Kittredge so he can leave the structure, and he shoots Kittredge with a sedative dart. Ethan meets with Benji Dunn, Simon Pegg, and Luther Stickle, Ving rhames, to examine the substance and an arrangement for getting whoever is liable for it. They learn of a purchaser going for the key at an air terminal in Abu Dhabi. In the meantime, a specialist with the People Group named Jasper Briggs, Shea Whigham, and his accomplice Degas, Greg Tarzan Davis, are after Ethan. The IMF threesome show up at the air terminal for their central goal. With assistance from Benji and Luther, Ethan can fool Jasper into pursuing some unacceptable folks by altering their video observation. Ethan winds up following a lady named Elegance, Hayley Atwell, who has pick-stashed the other key half. He makes up for lost time to her and powers her to stay by him after they observe that the purchaser is dead, killed by a secretive professional killer known as Paris, Klementieff. They attempt to beat Jasper and his folks while Benji sees a baffling thing going into the baggage division. Luther assists him with finding it and find that it's a bomb, which enacts and must be impaired by tackling enigmas or responding to individual questions, and it knows when Benji is lying. It even passes on an insulting message to Benji: "You are done." At the point when Benji is stuck on the last inquiry, with seconds to go, he takes a gander at the base and understands the code should spell best of luck, and afterward he observes that it was vacant from the beginning. Ethan then, at that point, forgets about Elegance after he recognizes a puzzling man referred to just as Gabriel, Esai Spirits, who then seems to evaporate immediately and inexplicably. Jasper and Degas then track down Ethan and pursue him through the air terminal, yet he figures out how to move away. In the wake of seeing Gabriel, Ethan tells Luther and Benji that they are ending the mission. Ethan tracks Elegance to Rome, where she is secured by police with various phony identifications and personalities that are needed all over the globe for various wrongdoings of robbery. Ethan acts like her legal advisor and discovers that Beauty was recruited by an unknown outsider to get the key half. While Ethan attempts to escape, Elegance figures out how to move away from him. The two are then found by Paris, who seeks after them alongside the specialists. A pursuit follows across Rome, constraining Ethan and Elegance to track down an IMF-safe vehicle, yet Paris can follow them at any rate. After some broad moving, Elegance escapes from Ethan once more. Ethan rejoined with Benji, Luther, and Ilsa, as they examine the Element and Gabriel. Before Ethan joined IMF, Gabriel had killed a lady near Ethan named Mariella Garriga. They make plans to hit up a party in Venice where Gabriel will join in.at the party. Gabriel tracks down Beauty and carries her to Alana Mitsopoulos/White Widow, Vanessa Kirby. Ethan and Ilsa find them also, discovering that Alana has the other key half and was the person who recruited effortlessness to view as the other half. Gabriel hypes up the element and how Alana additionally knows why they should carry the way to it. The element is apparently all-knowing and knows a few results of occasions. Gabriel expresses that either Elegance or Ilsa will bite the dust before the key is conveyed. In spite of Ethan making an effort not to work with the bad guy, Alana stays firm in her choice. The group disperses as effortlessness goes through the roads, just to be up to speed to buy Gabriel by the channel. Ethan attempts to run toward her, yet the substance acts like Benji to send him off course. He is found by Paris, who battles him and is crushed. However, Ethan decides to save her life. Ilsa tracks down the two and battles Gabriel, at last completion with him lethally cutting Ilsa. Ethan is past the point of no return as Ilsa is gone. Beauty joins Ethan, Benji, and Luther as she feels regret for Ilsa's demise. However, Luther guarantees her that she isn't to be faulted. Ethan makes a guarantee to safeguard Beauty while Luther heads to an off-network area to separate hints of the substance on his hard drive. He likewise tells Ethan not to kill Gabriel since he's the one in particular who understands what the element needs the key for. The new arrangement is to tail Alana as she is set to meet with a purchaser for the key on the Orient Express. Benji makes a veil for effortlessness to act like Alana, yet when he attempts to make a cover for Ethan to act like her sibling, the cover machine breakdowns, constraining Ethan to concoct another arrangement to board the train. On the train, Gabriel and Paris board and kill the guide, making the train go at its greatest speed. Ethan rides a cruiser and attempts to track down a decent situation to bounce on. Elegance weakens Alana and acts like her. In the meantime, Gabriel and Paris experience Denlinger, who desires to conform to the substance. He discusses the Sevastopol, which was trying its covertness abilities utilizing the element's organization, however rather assumed command and fooled the sub into exploding itself. At the point when Denlinger says he knows where the sub is found, Gabriel slices his throat and afterward plans to kill Paris, saying that she will deceive him. He wounds her and escapes. Ethan botches his chance to ride onto the train by means of cruiser, so he needs to definitively parachute off a precipice and time his arrival. Effortlessness then, at that point, meets the key's purchaser, who ends up being Kittredge. She thinks about accepting the cash as installment yet feels like she is selling her spirit and rejects the installment. She pickpockets the key, however her camouflage is before long compromised when the genuine Alana awakens. Gabriel's hooligans attempt to pursue Elegance, however Ethan crashes through the window in time. Ethan pursues Gabriel, while Jasper and Degas are additionally on the train and pursue him. Elegance heads to the front to attempt to prevent the train from going further. After a long battle, Jasper and Degas corner Ethan before he can kill Gabriel, permitting him to leap off the train. Gabriel then sets a clock for bombs to explode the approaching extension. Ethan and Effortlessness unfasten the front vehicle while the specialists attempt to get everybody on board to somewhere safe. The scaffold explodes, and Ethan and Elegance need to move through different falling vehicles. Not long before they fall, they are saved by Paris. Not long before she passes out, she specifies the Sevastopol and wishes Ethan best of luck. Ethan then, at that point, gets away from on a parachute before Jasper and Degas can capture him. Beauty then, at that point, finds Kittredge and says she needs to join IMF. Gabriel seems content in his triumph until he understands Ethan exchanged the key he took from Beauty with a lighter, making him shout Ethan's name in rage. Ethan reunites with Benji, presently possessing the key. Kittredge's voice is then heard tending to Ethan, as his next mission currently includes tracking down the Sevastopol and saving the world. He likewise wishes Ethan best of luck,